Hi there, I'm Ben and welcome to part 5 of my full platinum walkthrough of Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. Right, we're off to the Lost Bastille now. So we have two ways to get into this place. We're going to go in kind of the back way. I think of it as the back way. It probably isn't the back way. This is probably the front way. Anyway, the place where we just left off at the end of the previous video, that's the way we're going in just quickly first to get a couple of things and open a gate. And then we're going to come back out and go the other way. So go to Exile Holding Cells first. This is where we just lit the bonfire at the end of the previous video. And yeah, we're just going to run up here and yeah, just basically unlock a gate. That's what we're doing. Right, so at the end of the last video I said we were going to do sort of 3 areas, 3 bosses. I've changed my mind as I was recording this. So what we're going to do here is Lost Bastille and then Sinner's Rise, which is basically going to finish this area off, as we will be lighting one of the primal bonfires, and there's what are needed to move towards the end of the game. So we're going to finish this area off, but there's also a side hidden area called Belfry Luna, which I'm not going to do because there's nothing we need with regards to trophies or anything like that. We don't technically need to go there. So what I'm going to do is bunch that together with another place called Belfry Sol, which is a lot later on, and do those together in a short video, and we'll just do them quickly. There is a boss in Belfry Luna, the one that we could go to now, but yeah, it's just a few souls and things like that. A couple of weapons that I don't know. The Dragon Tooth is there, which is Havel's weapon, if you remember him from Dark Souls 1, if you've played that. A few extra bits, nothing particularly that we need right now. So yeah, I'm going to leave it for now, and I will go back there eventually and just do this side bit. It's very short. You can do it in like 5-10 minutes if you run through it quickly. And the boss is not difficult, really. So yeah, we'll go and do that later on. So for this first part, just watch out for the dogs. You can smash the scaffolding you've seen that I've been doing. It brings the enemies and items down, things like that. Then we're just going to run back here and get the Estus Flask shard and a large Titanite shard, which is going to allow me and hopefully you to upgrade your weapon one more time. Of course, I have mentioned in the previous ones, you don't need to stick with my weapon. If you don't like the weapon I'm using, don't use it. Use whatever you want. You are free to do whatever you want. The only thing you need to do is fully upgrade a weapon. So as long as you do that, use whatever you want. Use whatever armor you want. Use spells if you like. Just go nuts. Do whatever you like. You're not tied into whatever to what I'm doing. This is just my sort of personal preference. So yeah, go do whatever you want. Right, I'm trying to open this bit up here. So I've opened this gate up. There is a wall here. If you'll see that this guy kicks this barrel down here, it usually, if not always, hits that wall on the way down. He's not going to break the wall. So what we're going to have to do is go in the other way, the way that we came in with the pursuer and the crow dropped us off. You should remember that. It's just a few videos back. We're going to go in that way and we're going to kill that guy and then push the barrel down ourselves to open up a bonfire, which is it's handy in itself. And there's also a smith there who we do need for a trophy. We need to spend 15,000 upgrading. I think it's 10 or 15,000 upgrading weaponry, armor, everything, whatever. So whenever you need to upgrade something, we'll go there because there is a bonfire literally right next to him, so we can just quickly warp there. And eventually he will give us, I think it's his smithing hammer. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. The fact is that he will get a trophy once he gives us this item, once we've spent a certain amount of souls with him. So it's important that we do open this, but we can't get in that way because the barrel smashed on the floor. So I will just say as well, whenever you sit at bonfire, enemies come back. See, yeah, you can see here that I've just got that large Titanite shard, so I'm just upgrading there. And then I'm going to just run over here and use the Estus Flask shard as well. Yeah, so whenever you sit at a bonfire, the enemies respawn in an area. You know this. What you may or may not know is that if you want a barrel or something like that to respawn, you need to leave the area. So the barrel the guy kicked down the stairs, and things like that. If you just sit at a bonfire, it won't be back. That's a big sword. It won't come back. So yeah, be aware of that. If you want certain barrels or something to reappear, you will need to leave the area and then come back. So we've gone to the other side of the Lost Bastille now. This is the way that we got dropped off with the crow when we defeated the pursuer. So we're just going to quickly go here. Watch out for him. But we'll just grab this item here. Another large Titanite shard. And then we're going to drop on this guy. Watch out for black barrels. So there's one at the top here. Watch out for those. They contain gunpowder, which you will see is quite handy because you could just push it off and kill all the dogs. But if you hit it with this sword, you will blow up. So yeah, whenever there are barrels around, do beware. Enemies can also trigger them as well. So with this one, quickly run. Open this chest. You're going to get the Covetous Silver Serpent Ring, Human Effigy, and a Fragrant branch of Yore. And one of those will spawn. So you want to quickly run, open up that chest, grab what's inside, and then quickly lock on. I find it easier to lock on and then dodge under his first attack. He should do that sweeping sword attack. Dodge underneath it, take the lock off, and then run for the door. Don't even bother. There's no need, so don't bother with it. They get Twinkling Titanite if you defeat them, but I personally never use Twinkling Titanite to upgrade any weapons. It is needed for sort of boss weapons, I believe it's needed for. But you can also use... it depends on the weapon you have as well. Yeah, so just run. He will despawn as well there, but he'll also respawn if you go back later on. Covetous Silver Serpent Ring. There's an Antiquated Key as well. We need that, by the way. Here's Lucatile again. Make sure you exhaust her dialogue. She will give you a Human Effigy for helping out last time, or because you've helped out with the previous boss. So yeah, exhaust her dialogue again. She's going to help us with a boss later on. Yeah, Covetous Silver Serpent Ring that I picked up before. Equipping that means that you get more souls from every enemy you kill. I'm not sure the exact percentage of the base one. Maybe 10% or so. So if you want to equip it, if you're comfortable with your health and your damage output, and you want to remove one of those rings, then go for it. Even the health one that gives you gradually over time. I mean, it's... Like I said, it's a crutch for me. It really doesn't do that much in the grand scheme of things. It's just kind of... I like to know it's there. I don't know why, but yeah, you may not think it's useful. And I suppose it is kind of a trap ring. So yeah, switch out for that if you want. Yeah, those guys are pretty simple. The ones with the big guys. They look intimidating, but they're really not. They'll either do a pyromancy or swing the big weapon at you. You could just walk around the back of them, especially when they do the pyromancy, and just kill them. Gold pine resin, that applies electric to your weapon. We will be using some of that later on. So here's the guy with the barrel. We've come all the way around. You want to just get his attention, but don't go close enough that it forces him to hit, because that will happen. You don't want him to hit the barrel that we've got to roll down the stairs. So yeah, don't let him do that. And just stay behind these guys. Very simple. And here's the barrel. Just simply walk into it. And it looks like it's going to hit the wall, but it should correct and go straight for the wall at the bottom and break it. And there you go. So the dogs will be back, so be careful of those. Just these two. The others won't alert, so you should be fine. And then go through, and there's a bonfire. And lots of chests with some good stuff in, actually. Large Titanite shard, which is pretty useful for now. And this is our guy. So we got something when we first came to the Lost Bastille, when we were dropped off from the crow, or whatever it is. There's two chests there. One of them had a dull ember in it. We're actually going to give this guy the dull ember, so keep speaking to him until he asks for the ember, and then agree to give it to him. And he will then be able to add elemental damage to your weapons. So you can create any weapon, change any weapon into a fire weapon or whatever, but you do need certain upgrade materials to do this, but we will get those later on as well. Seeds, you need them, fire seeds and things like that. So you will get them. So agree to give him the ember for now, and then he will be our guy, our reinforcer. So you can see there he infuses weapons as well. That's the word I was looking for. So I'm going to upgrade the sword a bit more. You can upgrade the shield. It's kind of not worth it with this one. It doesn't do that too much. I'm going to upgrade another shield later on, one I prefer to use. You can, which I'm going to do now, use upgrade the armor. You can see it does upgrade quite a bit. So upgrading the armor is not a bad thing. I only use 2 armor sets throughout the whole of the 3 playthroughs, or 2.5 playthroughs. I use this Falconer's armor, and then eventually I'll get the Farum armor and just use that. Like I said, armor is not it's not a deal breaker in this one, so it's personal preference or how you want to look, and weight as well is always a big determining factor when it comes to armor. You don't want to go too heavy. I find it personally just not worth it. So you can upgrade armor. You will not have much use for the smaller shards anyway, so using them on armor is not a bad thing to do. So we're coming back through this way. All these dogs will be here. You may have noticed there was a sort of a boarded up door next to the ladder. That's where we're going to go. We're just going to quickly go through there. It's kind of a shortcut. It means you can actually skip one of the bosses in this area, but we do need to kill the boss to get a miracle. So we're going to do it. The pursuer, you can see he's coming in there. So yeah, get the hell out. He actually hits me with his... It's very rare they do that move as well, the pursuer. It's kind of like a wave attack, like from the sword. It's rare they do it. So if you just run back this way, he's going to disappear again. He shouldn't come back. He'll be fine. And then we'll go through the doorway here. So you're going to get introduced to... I don't think we've seen them yet at all. A very, very annoying enemy type. They are extremely easy to kill, but it's extremely easy for them to kill you as well. So here's one. So if you hit this, they're going to jump on the floor. They come in different variations, these guys. Some of them have this... So they jump on the floor and they kind of explode. That's what they do. Some of them just push you back. Some of them, which you're going to see in a moment, explode. So I just thought there was the one in here. I forgot there's actually 2. Yeah, there's the other one. They explode, and they can hurt. 2 of them will kill you, so watch out. Flame butterflies there that we just picked up, they allow you to light torches on the fly. We will be using those later. So yeah, it's good to have a few flame butterflies on you. Dogs, I think there's one of the normal enemies for this place as well. And there are also... I'll do it now just to show you. What you actually get is pretty useless. It's armor. Not very good armor. Or if you want to look like a wanderer, go for it. Yeah, you're going to see them. I'm trying to reach that one at the back, but I don't. I hit the barrel with my sword. So yes, there you go. Watch out. Alluring Skull. I just got there. You can use Alluring Skulls. You can throw them, and it attracts sort of beasts. So dogs, if you get this big group of dogs, you can throw Alluring Skull. It will attract them. Yeah, there's another version of this kind of exploding enemy, which is not in this place, but we will see later on. That was a bit stupid. We'll see later on. There's another mechanic in the game, which is kind of armor and item degradation. Degradation? That's kind of the word I'm thinking of. So not weapon, not to be confused with that. They can break your rings and things like that. There's certain sort of swamps that have it. There's annoying little sort of ant-looking things that do it. And also some of those exploding guys do it occasionally as well. But yeah, we're not going to meet them yet, but there are various versions of those. So I should actually go up that ladder here. There's a couple of items up there. A dead end. But I will go up there afterwards. But I'm just going up this way. This is a shortcut kind of to the end of the to Sinner's Rise, the second part of this video basically. And the primal bonfire. Skipping the first boss, which I'm not going to do. But I'm going to show you here where we are and go full circle So watch out for that guy. And you'll notice there is a Pharos lock there. Using that one there's a soul vessel. I'm not going to use it. We don't have one, so I'm not going to use it. And if you need it in a pinch, we'll use it. But you've got soul vessels. You're not going to be reallocating your points a lot anyway, so it's fine. I think there may actually be a chest on the left hand side I've missed. I think I saw one just before. So look down the... It's dark in that room. Obviously, you can see. Yeah, look out for it. It's nothing that we needed, otherwise, because that's all. I always mark notes of what we actually need, as opposed to just random items. So don't worry, we're not missing anything that we need. All the important stuff is taken care of. So if you use this kind of Iron Maiden thing, these are lifts in this game. And then, yeah, we're up at the top. Almost in the second area. So I'm just going to get this item and go back down and go the opposite way now to do the actual boss. So that is a bit of a nasty jump. Bonfire Ascetic, it might not be worth it. You could probably just take the lift back down and remember it's there if you need a Bonfire Ascetic. Bonfire Ascetics are not something I will ever use personally. So there may be a chest on the right hand side. No, this is the way out. Don't go this way. Remember that you needed to get those items. Yep, there you go. Bonfire Ascetics, you burn on a bonfire, and I have mentioned it, sort of new game pluses the area. I don't think there is a chest on the right. I thought I saw one. So I'm just going to run up here and get these. Yeah, so Soul Vessel, if you need it from that Pharos lock. Just kind of remember it, make a note. I won't be back for it, but if you want it, if you need it, there is a soul vessel in that Pharos lock. We're going to use our Pharos stones sparingly. There are a lot more Pharos locks than there are the stones, so especially in a certain area where there's lots of traps, you put the stone in and it's actually a trap. So yeah, we want them for the important stuff, so we'll save them. But yes, soul vessel there if you need it, just remember where it is. Right, we're all gone full circle now. Come all the way back round and drop down where that guy had the barrel on the stairs. So here's the bonfire at the bottom. I am just going to rest at it to get my weapon back up to scratch, because it was nearly broken. I was nearly there. So yeah, there'll be a couple of dogs here. And the guy at the top of the stairs, the barrel will not be back though. Like I said, things from the environment don't come back unless you leave the area. You can see there's all smashed things everywhere. So yeah, he'll be back, but he's simple enough. What's he doing? Yeah, they stagger fairly easy, these guys, as well. So you can actually go for it. Should have just gone for it there. Go for it with them. They definitely look a lot more intimidating than they actually are. And you can just get them to do this, which is always fun. No, don't do the pyromancy. You literally walk past that. Get them to swing and hit barrels. So just make sure you're out the way if there's a barrel near one of these guys, because they don't care. They just go for it. And we're coming full, but so we're basically right back at the start now, all the way around, and we're actually going to go down here and use a Fragrant branch of Yore to get to the boss, which we could have skipped but actually need to do. This is another one of those bosses. It's an okay boss fight, this one. But this is another one of those bosses where it actually becomes an enemy later on in Dranglake Castle, which we'll be at later. There's lots of these guys, the Sentinels, you'll see them. Bit disappointing when that happens, when you sort of have a boss and it's just an enemy later. But that's this game all through and through, I suppose. Lots of... bosses that aren't really. Quantity over quality. So with this one, go into the door slightly and then back away, because there are a lot of these guys, and there's nothing you can do. These guys will come after you. You can't get one at a time or two at a time. They will all come after you. So try and get them in a line is always good. And then you saw me do the technique I mentioned before in a previous video. It's kind of bounce between the different enemies with the lock on and try and hurt them evenly. and hope that, well, kind of hope that the swing kills the weaker one. Just going to run out here. Yes, you want to do that. You want to duck in there and quickly run out, because one of them will hit the barrels and blow the place up. You can see there's a summon there as well on the floor. We're right near the boss fight now. There's actually 2 summons we can use this fight. This is Sellsword Lue, I think. It's that guy. I don't know why I didn't pick that item up then. I was trying to rush round to... so there's 2 ways into where that enemy is. So if you come down here, you can use a ladder. But he follows me and then goes back up. This is a trick door. I will show you so you don't make the mistake. Do not walk out that door. It is a sheer drop and you will die. Yeah, I don't know where he came from. You see the other one there, he's gone back up the ladder now. So we're trying to head him off, but guess not. I'll go back round. No, I don't think it is Sellsword Lue, the other summon. It's not one we're going to use though. There are 3 bosses in this boss fight, 3 of the Sentinels, but you don't want to bring more than one in with you, one summon in with you. You definitely want to bring one in for this one. So yeah, you're going to have to use a human effigy here. You don't want to give them too much health, but you do want the distraction. So that's the ladder I could have gone up. And then in here is the actual summon we're going to use. Just going to grab these life gems. And then I'm going to do a quick backup save. I definitely recommend that you do the same. You don't want to go run back and fight all those little guys again. So do a backup save, PlayStation Plus, flash drive, whatever you're using, and then summon this one, Pilgrim Belclair. She's pretty good. She's a sorcerer. Doesn't have the most health, but she's a sorcerer, so does quite a lot of damage. And there's the other one. If you really want to, bring 2 in, but be aware it is going to raise their health. So as soon as you go through this boss fog, you're going to drop, and you want to look to the left and lock onto this guy. And just move around it as quickly as possible. And stay up here. Do not drop down yet. Just try and stay up here. If your summon or the boss... No, if the summon drops down, you'll have to follow them. If the boss drops down, don't worry. It will jump back up. So just keep circling with your shield up. Shield up with these guys is actually very important, because they do have wide swings, so you can take damage even if you think you wouldn't. After you've done the first one, stay back, because the second one is going to jump up. The other 2 should not come until you have killed the first one, and you want to use the distraction here as much as... That's such a shame that she fell off, but yes, use the other one as a distraction quickly. Do as much damage as you can, and then yeah, separate them. Don't go for the same one as Belclair. Go for the other one, and you don't want them together, because it's easier to manage one at a time. And yeah, just circling. It's very simple stuff, circling, but you see they do have massive swings, so do have your shield up if you're sort of circling as you're circling. You may have noticed the other one threw its shield. I've fought these guys so many times, and the ones in Dranglake Castle, that I must have fought maybe 20-30 of these guys. I've never seen one throw a shield before. I've never noticed it, or I've never noticed it. I swear I haven't. Maybe it does it every time, I've just never noticed it before. Yeah, it's thrown its shield and it's actually lodged into the wall, which I've never noticed before. And yeah, simple enough. Once it's just one, you're going to kill them very quickly, especially if they've thrown their shield into the wall. So yeah, you can see it there. There must be some sort of... I've never noticed that before. I thought that was pretty cool. Anyway, it must be some sort of scripted event with that one that I've just not noticed. Right, lots and lots of illusionary walls here. So this one here, first is going to be a ladder in here. This is the important one. This is the Hush Sorcery. So you're going to climb up here. This is one of only 2 ways to get this sorcery. The other way is with a Covenant, which we do not want to do. We have to get it to level 3 or something, and we definitely don't want to do that. That would be a lot of messing around. So let's go and get it here. And then there is actually a way out here as well. So this is one of these walls are the ones you don't hit. These are the ones you use X So whatever your command is for picking up or whatever, you can do this jump, but it doesn't matter if you don't make it. That's actually the way out. So we'll be going back downstairs. Another one here. This is one of those instances, because there is one of those exploding guys in here, where you kind of want to just open the chest, because it is. You will see it will take damage. Kind of. No, it doesn't hit it. Oh, you will see as he hits it there, it kind of rattles a bit. If you break one of these wooden chests with something in it when it's not open, it's gone forever. So just quickly open it and back away and then kill the guy. Rogue Water is... I think that's the one that gives you lots of health and maybe 50% of your spells back. I'm not ever going to use something like... I don't rely on things like that, because I don't know if you'd have it. So yeah, a few more walls. So you saw me open 3 there. Target shield is a parrying shield. There's another one here. There's nothing in this one. So I'm checking the walls just to make sure. I'm sure there was, but I guess not. And then we've got the final one, which is just another rusted coin, which improves your item discovery. Basically, more chance of enemies dropping good stuff. But save all of those for farming later on. Unfortunately, yes, farming is coming. A while yet, but it is. Right, so pick up that first item and then run through here. Don't stop until you've got all the way through, because... kaboom. Right, bonfire here. And you can see that there's a ladder behind me going down. Do not go down that ladder. There is a pursuer down there, and it's very tight, and you have to fight him down there. That is the way to Belfry Luna. So we will go there eventually, but I think there's a weapon down there. Don't worry about it. It's nothing that we need, but we will go there eventually just to sort of clear it up. Yes, there is a covenant there, but you can get it from another place. But yeah, we will do it later. But yeah, pursuer down there in a tight space. Go for it if you want. But you will need a Pharos lock, which we don't have, a lockstone. So we can't even open up the way to Belfry Luna yet. Yeah, so make sure you pick up the Bastille Key right at the edge there, but do be aware that that guy's going to follow you. And then we're going to quickly go out here. You will hear something flying around. It's actually gargoyles, which are the bosses of Belfry Luna. So don't worry, they won't come and get you. So he's going to run up the ladder and he's going to come full circle. You'll see him in a minute. There is actually a difficult jump here. So there's an item here, which is 3 flame butterflies, so make sure to grab those. There is a difficult jump to get across. I believe that's a weapon over there, but we don't need it. Trust me, I've never gone for that jump. It's not something we need. And it is quite a difficult jump, and you'll just have to go and run around if you don't make it. Come all the way back up the stairs here. So there's a couple of the exploding guys in here. You've got the one here, and then there's one that will be crouched behind these barrels, which aren't there because they've blown up for some reason. This is quite an interesting door as well. I don't know what's going on with that. What happened there? There's obviously a construction accident of some sort. Right, we've nearly come full circle now. From when that lift, those sort of Iron Maiden lifts before, we're nearly at there now. So yeah, once you open that first gate, trigger that first guy so he explodes, and then kill these others 2 quickly. We'll need to wait for that second gate to open. It does take a minute. Right, these guys are in jars. Whenever you see them, just go and kill them. There's one in this middle one as well here. Just get rid of them. They are annoying. Secret door in here, so I'm kind of looking around. I couldn't remember which wall exactly, but it's actually directly ahead. And yeah, green blossom. Blossom's another consumable I never use. It increases stamina regeneration for a little bit. Not something I kind of rely on, again, because I don't know if you will have it, if you've used it elsewhere or not. There is a guy up there, one of the exploding ones, but he never seems to move. Few in here, so that one there. There's one on the back wall. Watch out for the barrels, that was pretty close actually. And there's one in this, look like those Russian dolls, almost, these things. And this is where we came up, that lift. So we've come full circle now. So this area is pretty much done. So I'm going to open this up. and then we're going to go up. And up here is a very important NPC. These guys don't actually go after you, so you can leave them. But killing them is going to give you, like, was it 250, 260? So it's worth just killing them all. Yeah, very important guy up here, and a bonfire. The guy called Strayed. As you can see, he's actually petrified right now. We do have a fragrant branch, so use it. Unpetrify him. Don't worry if you don't have. You should have, if you're following along. That's for sure. You can always come back. We don't need him right now, but he is very important. Petrified Dragon Bone. That is going to level up the weapon I will get and use for the end of the rest of the game later on. So yeah, this guy, Strayed, exhaust his dialogue. Just speak to him, and he sells us everything pretty much. So yeah, you can see trade, learn gesture, so make sure to learn the gesture as well. We need all gestures, so make sure you learn the gesture from him. So rings, yeah, okay, that's not particularly what we need him for. Neither is that stuff. This is what we need him for. He sells miracles, sorceries, hexes, and pyromancies. He sells them all, and he also trades in boss souls as well. So if you have boss souls, you can trade him for weapons and sorceries, hexes, miracles, and pyromancies. So we actually need, especially in New Game Plus, we need certain spells from him. We do need some spells from him in this one as well, in this playthrough. So yes, we need him alive. So don't go swinging your sword around the ones that are near him. They won't come after you, but these extra 3 here you can if you want. And yeah, light the bonfire just for now, so we can come back to him later on. So all for now, all you need to do for now is learn your gesture from him, and we'll be back. But don't use any boss souls on him yet. And yeah, so I was telling you before, this is why I actually remembered or thought to tell you about the environmental stuff not coming back if you just rest. Is because of what happened here. They weren't all trapped, so they ambushed me. So yes, be aware. If you don't leave, you should have quite a few souls. If you want to unload them now, you can go back to Majula with the bonfire up there and just go and level up. Yeah, so what's happening right now is I'm being invaded. This is random-ish. This is forlorn. This guy is ridiculously annoying. He's not difficult per se. Well, he's probably not really. I'm just making it look a bit more difficult than it is. Later on, you can really just get rid of him pretty quickly. Yeah, this is a random event. This may or may not happen to you. Doesn't always happen. This is, yeah, you will be fighting a lot of these guys eventually. He just randomly pops in from now and again. Luckily, there's no one else around. Sometimes he'll turn up and there will be enemies already there that you have to deal with, and that's just even more annoying. You can see when he sort of holds his sword up like that, he's kind of blocking, and he's going to try and parry you as well, so let him do the first move. He will just try and push you back, which you can see he's kind of doing. If you've got a full stamina bar, you can go at him, and it sort of pushes him back as well. So Dark Spirit, Forlorn. Whenever you vanquish one of those guys, you will get a human effigy, which is good. But fighting them is annoying. So I'm actually going to go back now, having said that, to level up anyway. Because, yeah, that was just annoying. We'll get all the jars back and everything. So Bearer, Seek Lest. And we're going to speak to her. And adaptability is almost up there now. You see agility is almost up to 100. I was thinking I might just do it all up to 100. But I'll just go a few points up. And when we get to 100, that's where I'm going to stop for there. So yeah, endurance, strength. You know the usuals. Especially if you're going along the same lines as me. Obviously, if you're not, then you will need to do other stuff. Dexterity you may be doing. And there we go, off to Strayed Cell again. So now we're kind of lighter, don't have to worry about the souls. Yeah, it's pretty much time for the boss. We're actually going to go to a new area. So this changes now. This changes to Sinner's Rise in a minute. You can see that you can see the jars are back now, so they're all contained, which is helpful. Although he did just smash through that one and release him, which is annoying. yeah, we're actually going to Sinner's Rise to do the Lost Sinner, which will be the end of this area. Get this one, we don't want to be attacked from behind. He shouldn't come after you, but just in case. Yeah, the weapon I'm using now, this sword, is not particularly good at scaling with strength, or it actually scales better with the faith, with the fire, than it does with strength. But I will be changing later on to a weapon that is a strength scaling, a proper scaling weapon. So if you've not played these games before, scaling is each weapon has a grade. It's the way it scales off your stats. So strength and dexterity, faith, intelligence. Each weapon and spell has a sort of a scaling grade. If you go to it, you'll see like A, B, C, D. Obviously A is very good, D is not very. The sword I'm using now is like a C and a D with strength and dexterity. It's not very good at all. But it's good enough. I just like it because it's quick. We'll use it for now, and it does scale pretty well with the fire component. So yeah, just rested there. Yeah, got to kill him again. The reason I rested there, you may wonder, is to get the weapon durability back up, because there is a boss fight coming up. Well, there's kind of 1.5 boss fights. I'm actually going to fight another Flexile Sentry here. So this is what I'm talking about. Bosses becoming kind of regular enemies. So run down here. The reason I kill this guy, there's actually an item sort of draped across the stairs that I think is human effigy. So make sure you grab it just where the stairs are broken there. I completely forget to pick it up after all that. The stresses of recording and trying to remember everything in one go. Right, we're almost there. These two. And then we're going to go down the big lift. Obviously, don't fall off, you will die. But you may want to jump off slightly. You're going to see it in a moment. See, there's an item just there, down below. The lift will not stop at this level. You'll need to kind of just walk off when you get close. It's only lacerating knives, so you'll probably never use them anyway. And then we're going to jump down, and look, where is she? There she is. That's Lucatiel. That's our summon for the boss, but we're not going to do it just yet. So do a backup save now, in case you want to do it. So the reason I did it now is in case you want to get Lucatiel to help you with the Flexile Sentry. If she takes too much damage from the Flexile Sentry, she may not survive the boss fight itself, and you need her to survive. So it's up to you. If you are struggling with this guy, then you can summon it to help, but you can also do it this way. So yeah, I just kind of stay on the stairs and let him come. So he may back off a bit, and just watch out for his combos. He does these kind of sweeps, 1, 2, 3. That's a good one. And then walk in. You want a double hand as well. You shouldn't need to be blocking, so you should only have a couple of hits in. So you want to make them hard. So yeah, this is going to take a moment. But it's probably the easiest way to come, because you are going into knee-deep water there, so you will move slower, and rolling is a pain. So just take the time to get rid of this guy. So we're not... Yeah, the reason we're getting rid of him is that there's exploding guys at the back end of here. We just want to get a couple of items. There's a Forest Lockstone, which is the most important thing. We don't want this guy following us. In New Game Plus and Plus Plus, unfortunately, we do still need to do the Lost Sinner, of course, she's one of the main ones. So we will just, what we'll do is we'll summon Lucatiel, and then we'll just run all the way to the door, and Lucatiel should follow without taking any damage. So that's what we'll do, but for now, we'll just get rid of this guy. We'll try to do the stabby one. There we go. Come on, down, go down. There we go. It's good for 2,500 souls as well, so why not? So you may have noticed that I picked up a shield before actually fighting the Flexile Sentry on the left-hand side. The Blossom Kite shield. I think it's Kite. Blossom Shield. It's Blossom Kite shield, isn't it? Yeah. That's actually the shield I do like to use, because it does the same thing as a Chloranthy ring. It increases your stamina regeneration, but it's damage sort of reduction, the amount of damage it absorbs is a lot lower than the one we're previously using. So I'm not going to switch to it straight away. I'm actually going to upgrade it a bit first and then go to it. Because it's definitely something I like to have for the end game. So yeah, grab the items here. So just in this one, don't go in any of the other cells. There are the exploding guys. So just the lockstone cell and the other one. There was another summon up there. You don't really want to bring him into the fight because Lue is pretty useless, to be honest. He doesn't do much damage. He's good as a sort of a diversion, but we don't need him. There's a fire seed. Do not take on the knight if you don't want to fight him. He'll just stay dormant if you don't. The fire seed is what you need to take to the new smith. He can infuse a weapon with fire now that you have a fire seed. So this is what I was talking about when you need a certain material. So you can make another weapon into a fire weapon now if you want to. It's completely up to you. I'm not going to. But yeah, you want to check the scaling on the weapons as well when it comes to fire and things like that. So now is the time to bring Lucatiel in, and we'll go up here. So if you have the Bastille Key, you can open these top doors. If you don't, you need to open the bottom door. Well, this is the way we will come from New Game Plus. We'll kind of just run and miss that area entirely. Yeah, this may happen as well with summons sometimes. If they get kind of stuck, it's because you've moved too far away and they just freeze. So you'll have to just quickly run back and get them. And this is where we'll use our flame butterflies. Just one. But there's a little bit of a gimmick to this fight, which we will see. So you will need the Bastille Key to do this. But we did already pick it up. It was at the end of that bridge. If you don't have it, you should have it. So if you light a torch. So this is one of only 2 ways you can light a torch. So you light it on the fly with the flame butterflies, but obviously you can run out of those. And then you want to light these kind of shoots here. Come on, out of the way. So you can see the way torches work. You can see there's a timer on the left hand side there. I've got nearly an hour of torch light. So every time you pick a torch up, it just adds to that timer as opposed to being a separate torch. Usually you'd light them on a bonfire or a sconce or something. Anything that's already on fire, but not always something around to do that, so that's why we have flame butterflies. So, like both sides, there is a reason we've done that. It's for the boss fight. If you don't do that, it's extremely dark. And I'm actually going to leave a little bit of a cutscene, the intro cutscene here, just to kind of demonstrate what I mean. So we go in. The Lost Sinner is actually female, which I didn't realise initially. I think that's actually a mask. So it's not actually a beard. I believe it's actually a female, but she's ferocious. Even though she's got her hands tied, literally, she doesn't mess around. You can see there, she swipes and all the light dies. So if you hadn't lit those 2 shoots on the side, it would be pitch black in here. But you can see we've lit the torches, so it's not. She's quick. So what we're doing, we need Lucatiel to survive. So first and foremost, we need her to survive. So if she dies, you're going to have to reload that save and try again. We need her to survive. If you're quick, it should not be a problem at all. The Lost Sinner will actually go for her most of the time. You can see she does a lot of jumping back, but she will go into a flurry, sort of a combo, and that's the point where you can just kind of stand behind her as she's going off at Lucatiel. Here we go. And then just go, and just go for it. And yeah, you can see that Lucatiel does take most of the attention. But yeah, shield up all the time if you're not going in for the attack. And there you go. Pretty straightforward if you have a summon and light. Yes, they're pretty straightforward. And you'll get her soul. And that is our first, this is going to be our first primal bonfire. So this is the end of an area. We've come to the end. We can't go any further. We're going to go all the way back to Majula now. So you will get the Sinner's Bonfire trophy. There's a Fragrant branch and an Elizabeth mushroom in here. Elizabeth mushroom is like a super Estus flask. Very rare. Only specific places you'd kind of use them. I don't really use them. And yeah, primal bonfire. So when you light it, you'll get the trophy, and these are kind of a one-way thing. You can't come back here, you can't warp to them, but you can use it to warp out, which is what we will do. And go back to Majula, so this is where it will bring you out. You can't choose, it will just bring you here regardless. And yeah, that's the end of this video pretty much. All I'm going to do is some leveling. I'm actually going to go back to the smith and level there. So I'm actually going to put 8 into intelligence, or get intelligence up to 8. And I will, at the beginning of the next video, just go back to No Man's Wharf and get that guy, Carillion, to come back to Majula here. But yeah, I'm just going to go over to... So I was just about to quit out then, but instead I thought I'd just add this on the bottom here and go back to Macduff, that's the guy's name, Macduff's workshop. And see if we can level. Like I said, you do all leveling for, or upgrading material, weapons and armor and stuff you want to do here now. We'll need to spend quite a bit with him. Yeah, do we have enough? So this is the... Yeah, so here... I have a few Titanite shards, and this is the shield, the Blossom Kite shield I do want to use. Unfortunately, I need another one, and he doesn't sell them. He sells an infinite amount of large, but they're 2,500 apiece. So, unfortunately, I can't go any further with that, so we'll leave it for now. But the shield I will use eventually. It is one I will use later on. It is a good one. So, yeah, that's it for this one. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.